Hi and welcome to my channel Pretty Pink Soul Movement. I'm Michelle Cool and today I'll be doing your full moon in Libra video, and the full moon is on the 7th or the 8th of April depending on what side of the world you're in. So welcome. I hope you're doing well. I can see by when I go onto Facebook, which I try not to because it's like negative central, that people are like losing the plot. I saw some people playing some sort of post a picture of some color game, and then it was like as soon as you posted a color of something that they asked for, like pink or brown, they were like, no, that's green. And I'm just like, my OCD. I'm like, what is wrong with people? Are you colorblind? What's happening? Apparently it's some game, like people are really losing the plot here. I just had to add that one in, myself included. Because I can't stand that stuff. Anyway, so I channeled a message this morning as I was getting ready for this video. I did also notice that there was like a massive shift taking place, and depends where you are on your ascension schedule. You might feel this too. You might feel this during the video. It might come up for you in the next few days. But there's been a timeline ending, and you'll notice a shift because you'll feel free all of a sudden, even though the constructs in your 3D reality may not make you feel that way, but you'll still feel free anyway. So it's really about, the ascension energies disconnecting from the old way of being, which is what we're seeing in the outer world now. Things that were created that don't work are coming down. And a lot of that, I think I've channeled that message, so I'll probably just read that. But yeah, a lot of that is falling away for us. So when you start feeling peace and just happy with how things are, even though maybe you from a year ago or 2 years ago wouldn't be, that's how you know this change is taking place. So this is a message I channeled from my higher self this morning, so I'll read it to you. Story time with Michelle. So time alone will disconnect you from your trauma response body, which is how you usually react. Burning myself on my candle. How you usually react to traumas, like how you've reacted to it in the past and things like that, and that builds up into your energetic body. And this is where people usually manifest illnesses and stuff. It's trapped in that energy, and then your body absorbs it. So time alone will help you disconnect from that and able to free up and release that energy, which is happening at this time of the shift. So your unhealed traumas will be rising for your attention, which is similar to the Aries message, new moon and Aries message. This is coming up a lot for us, as you can see. So there's a bit of a trend going on here, planetary alignments, etc., etc. So just, our advice is to just roll with it. So take note of your behaviors, your reactions to things, and what you choose to believe, versus what you probably chose to believe last year to now. Like, it doesn't have to be the same. Be willing to like move through that and let that go. And why should you let it go? Because it doesn't keep you safe, because it doesn't make you feel good. So any emotion you're attaching your wagon to, and it doesn't make you feel good, you don't need it anymore. So just be open to releasing that. So yeah, take note of your behaviors, your reactions, and what you choose to believe. So Libra Full Moon energy wants you to restore healthy balance, which can only be done by disconnecting from a world of control and disorder. There was no order in the previous world. It was just familiar to you. You know what I mean? It's just like when you say, if you grow up in a household where there's neglect and abuse and stuff like that, when you get older, you start choosing relationships like that, friendships, or your boss might be like that towards you. You subconsciously are attracted to that because it's unhealed, and we're attracted to that because we're trying to heal it. So we get used to that. It's familiar, right? So now things are shifting and changing, and you don't need to be attached to that pattern anymore. So yeah, it was just a familiarity that was mistaken for stability. And this is like massive. Like, I'm thinking, way to go, higher self. This is a perfect way to explain that. Things were just familiar, and we mistook them for stability. Systems are collapsing because they don't serve the new world that is being birthed. And anyone who's had a child, I haven't, but I can imagine it'd be pretty painful and messy. Just like we're seeing in our current realities. So my high self says, I'm not asking you to be something or someone totally different. I'm just asking you to consider a deeper possibility that there's more of you that you need to get to know at a soul level. So like even simple things, like you'll notice little changes within yourself. Like I wanted to dye my hair like pink for 20 years and, you know, only did it the other day. It's hard to tell. You know, I wanted to get this nose ring and I only did it like a year and a half ago. It's like, it's just, you know, those are the messages that were sitting in my soul, were just like, Michelle, do this. I'm like, no, but that's not the image I want to put out there, you know. So a lot of false masks that we've been presenting to the world are going to start falling off, because that soul voice is going to get a lot louder, you know, than I guess your ego voice. You know, you're like, no, I want to be fulfilled, you know, and everything falling down around us is a perfect time to do that. Like you're going to hear it more if you choose the love response, I guess, you know, instead of the fear response. So I always think, okay, my soul comes from a place of consciousness and love. What does my soul have to say to me now? Just ask that and it will come to you, even if you're feeling like you're freaking out. So be present. Be present. That's a perfect way to get in connection with what your needs are, what your soul needs are, how to make you happy. Be present. Be present. I'm present here in this video. I'm present when I'm reading a channel message that I wrote. Do you know what I mean? I'm present when I'm, you know, pulling cards. And funnily enough, patience. Pause before you take action. Trust the divine timing is at work. Be patient and play. You know, play. That's what your soul wants for you now. And that's a perfect way to raise your vibration, is by playing. And that's being present. Kids are present. Kids are going, yay, I want to color in. Next minute they're like, I want to go run outside. Woo, crazy. You know, they don't give two stuffs. Like they do what they want. You know, we've been asking to connect with our inner child more in that way. So yeah, another way you can be present is give yourself a massage. I miss my massages. Like my life hasn't changed at all, except can't get soft toilet paper, can't go for a massage. I went to the hairdresser before we weren't allowed to go to hairdressers anymore. Do you know what I mean? I don't have to go to the gym. Win-win. I just go for walks now. And you know what? Like I look outside and then when I'm driving back from work and I see, I'm like, there's more people with their partners and with their families and with their dogs going for a walk now. There's more people going for a walk now. That is such a massive, massive, nice thing. People are actually talking to each other more. They're actually trying to keep off social media as well, because it's just negative. We're being forced to go out there and like live in a world that we haven't had for quite a while because of freaking the internet, which is great, right? I can get my message out there, but there's the negative side is out there, and we're seeing that a lot more lately, which isn't good. So being present is going for a walk. It's a walking meditation and it's beautiful. And, you know, people are just saying hi to each other more and, hey, so you can't go to the movies or anything, you know, either. It's a good way we've actually been able to relate to each other. Finally, I'll just mention this because it's just come up in my head. Yesterday I was Googling the Spanish flu pandemic back in, I think, was it 1917, I think? Don't quote me on it. Don't think I was around then. And I was like, well, how did that disappear? Is that still around? It's like, apparently it's not still around. It only lasted a year. They took the same measures we're taking now. You know, the distancing and stuff like that, and shutting down certain businesses. And it only lasted a year. And they said, and I'm thinking, well, how did that end? And they said either people got immune to it, or, you know, or yeah, they got sick and then they're immune to it, or people just didn't get it at all, or, you know, and then the small percentage of people, you know, passed away from it, which is obviously, you know, what's been happening now. But I still look at the stats, if they're correct, that is, because for the end of the day, it's not accurate. Stats are not accurate. But to look at the stats compared to the flu, it's still nowhere near it. So I don't know. Believe what you want to believe, right? Okay, so yeah, back to being present. She can talk today. Stretches are the perfect way of being present, because damn, I know for me they hurt. You got to do your breath work. You know, it's a perfect way to be present. Did I mention? Oh yeah, I started on the massages. Give yourself a massage. You know, I'm going to massage my neck later, massage my arm. You know, that's how you be present. I use my little hand massager on my hair. Like, it's great. And you know, if you really struggle in the moment, like, look at your hands. Like, oh, look at my hands. Oh, look at those lines on my knuckles. Do you know what I mean? Like, do things like that to be present. As simple as that. And so that brings back your power to the moment. And then once you this helps you, like just looking at your hand, this helps you focus on the now. And when you're focusing, that's like a meditation. And then you'll hear your soul voice, or you'll hear your guides, or you hear your higher self, or whatever. If you need to work on that, I've got my celestial channeling course, but you'll get a message and it will be like, hey, try this, try this. We've been given this time as a great gift to create our soul work. And now, if anyone's been following me for a while, what did I say about 2020? It's totally about our soul work. That's why I had to set up my programs, and that's what Spirit's getting me to do my soul shadow secrets. Like, it told me to do that beforehand because people need that stuff. So that's what happens to the light workers. Depends on like what, I don't know, I call it what round you are. So say I'm 5 and then you guys are say 6. I have to go first and do the work so that other people behind me go, that's inspiring. Or yeah, I want to do something like that. Or, oh my God, she's done that. And then I want to do this. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what light workers are. We're here to heal through inspiration. So you'll feel inspired at this time. So be present, and then inspiration can come in, but it can't come in from a fear place. So just remember that. And the choice is yours. Oh, that's what I got. Okay. Well, that was good enough. I enjoyed that. Okay, so I try not to pull out as many cards as I normally do because it drives me insane when I try to put it away. I kind of want to keep this light as I can. So I did pull a message before. Is this the one? Let's have a look. Tapas. Okay. You gonna work for me, baby? Alright, just look at a pretty picture. Okay, you've gotten to where you are because of your discipline, and this will continue to take you where you need to go. While discipline sounds like a heavy word, it really is just committing to becoming the highest version of yourself. The next involvement will require refinement of your inner strength. You are undergoing a deep transformation, stepping outside of your comfort zone, gaining strength, moving through fear. Now is the time to ask yourself the important questions. So maybe you might want to write this down. What practices have I committed to? What practices do I still need to commit to? Is my daily routine serving me? How can I improve it? Where do I need to set boundaries in my life to further align with my truth? Am I showing up for myself in the way that I should, as I would for a friend or a child? Like, literally could not say it better myself. I asked for a card for this reading, and that just sums it up perfectly. And I guess what I just said. Cosmic rebalancing is what I'm going to call this video. I've already done the little blurb for my Facebook post. That's what's happening. We're being rebalanced. It's that Libra energy. There's no equilibrium at the moment, so we need to bring ourselves back into balance, and that is done through chaos, and there's no other way to go. We can't go around it. You might be able to delay it, but it's going to happen sooner or later, so rip the band-aid up. It's a cosmic rebalancing that's occurring at the moment, and it's going to take a few more months. And if you must be a light worker if you're watching this. And I was discussing with one of my clients this morning. She was reading my Soul Shadow Secrets post, and I had a little story about my great awakening in 2013. And she's like, oh my God, I'm reading your story and it just resonates so deeply with me. It's literally like the same role, and this is how I feel. And, and we're all in that boat at the moment. This is like the next stage. This is the next level of our awakening. And she said, I just had such a messed up awakening. I'm like, we all do. I don't mention it. I've had 100,000 things, bad things that have happened, but it has made me resilient. Some days I get up, and this is normal. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to say. Yeah, so some days I get up and I'm like, yeah, I'm optimistic. Oh, life's great. Which is today. But then all last week I was just like, you know, eat a dick, universe. Like, I just felt shit. And that's going to happen. So what's been happening, and my guides show me this visual. So like we've been going, woo, roller coaster, then we're really, really low, then we kind of go up again, and then we like come crashing down. But what's going to happen after this few months, if we keep doing our soul work, is we'll go up a bit, and it'll level out a bit more, instead of just being woo, you know, crash down all the time, which is freaking exhausting. And as you all know, that's what awakening is. It's super freaking exhausting. But it wouldn't happen to us if we couldn't deal with it. And it is making us resilient. Yes, we're tired. Acknowledge that. It's freaking exhausting. And sometimes it feels like you get a reprieve for like 5 seconds. And then the next minute, you know, things just change. We're going to get this period of, it's going to kind of balance out a little bit more. And at the end of the day, financially, as stressful that it is, the financial system doesn't work. So it's crashing down how we normally do things, you know, so things will start to change in that respect. And think of it this way, at the end of the day, it's not like when they used to pay people cash for their jobs or whatever. They'd physically give them the money. Now if you say if you paid off your mortgage and you went to withdraw, I don't know, $600,000, like, yeah, I paid it off. So there wouldn't be, if everyone did that in the world, there wouldn't be that much money to give you in the world physically. So it's just fake numbers in an account, really, at the end of the day. It doesn't actually exist. Do you know what I mean? So it's just something to think about, different perspective change. Don't use your logic brain for that, because, you know, I've got that too, and sometimes my brain's like, yes, but logically, don't go there. Try to think of more spiritually answer, like, that money doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. You know, yes, we still crave it. Yes, we're still freaking out, but it doesn't exist. So let's get some messages from the angels. Yo, step up some angels. All is well, Archangel Jeremiah. Everything is happening exactly how it's supposed to, with the hidden blessings you will soon understand. Victory is the next card out. Archangel Sandalphon. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. I've got to have faith, the faith. What else you got for us? Gentleness. Be very gentle with yourself at this time. So, surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. And here comes my lunch. My bad. And that's what Libra's about. Gentleness, compassion. Oh, before I forget, let me read. And I wrote this down because I didn't want to have to remember everything I wrote. Switching screens. So some of the imbalance energies for Libra are: you cannot make a decision to save your life, unreliable, flaky, selfish, troublemakers, stir the pot, projects negativity out into the world, judgmental and moody, and projecting emotions and blaming others for your own emotions and your own decisions. So take note during this time, if you're not being gentle with yourself and you're experiencing some of these imbalanced Libra energies, it's just good to take note of that, to just go, wait a minute, it's not really me, it's just, you know, unless you're a Libra, it's the energies at the moment around the full moon, so like 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after. The balance energies for Libras are, they can be objective, see all sides in a situation, peaceful, optimistic, passionate, self-expressive, tactful, charming, seeing humor in situations, and they're just like, you know, Libra is ruled by Venus, and they're just like, they love style and beautiful things around the home, and they just love and everyone around them. So yeah, I don't know if everyone's feeling that one at the moment. So to bring yourself back into balance, self-nurturing, being gentle, restyling your home, clearing out your wardrobe or creating a new look for yourself, clothes swap with friends if you can. Obviously, you know, you can't really go and grab them, but you can leave them at the door and wash them. To bring yourself back into balance, just generate your awareness of your repetitive emotions, and try to seek good advice. Have fun whenever you can. Spend a day in silence. This is important. This will like bring you back into balance in no time. obviously, if you can, create or make something new, and take responsibility for your emotions, and do something romantic for loved ones and friends. So yeah, that's cool. I like those messages. I'm loving on the Crystal Spirits deck. I know I mentioned it in my last these are my favorite things video. Call it Baron Reed. Like, this will raise your vibration. Like, if you're into cards, buy these. They're so cool. The messages are fantastic. That's the wrong deck. They're blue. Alright, let's see what we got here. I pulled this one this morning. Black Tourmaline, I feel like we all need this one at the moment. Let's find it. 10, end of a cycle. Happy number. Completion. Are you going to want to complete this negative cycle of energy? Do. Can you see? Okay. There is a saying that good fences make good neighbours. Well-being likewise requires healthy boundaries that respect everyone's uniqueness, similarities and differences. The appearance of black tourmaline spirit is a sign that now is the time to make those fences impenetrable. So the walls are not porous or broken down, that you start to lose track of where you end and others begin. That's a bit of like a Libra trait and Pisces. It's invigorating to move between alone time and together time. Maybe you need to be with some extroverts for a while, or maybe you're longing to be alone with a good book. If you're feeling tired lately, pay attention to whether you're neglecting yourself at some level, you're giving too much, or suffering from empathy overload, or depending too much on someone else's energy and crowding them. You may need some downtime to remind you that you are a human being and not a human doing. You do not have to earn love through perpetual self-sacrifice, nor do you have to feel overwhelmed and needy. Healthy boundaries mean leaning on others in a balanced way, and Black Tourmaline Spirit is here to nudge you to be mindful of when you need time to yourself and when you need time amongst those who will accept you exactly as you are. And that's the thing with this Libra energy. That was like such a Libra card. Like, you need that time alone to rebalance, recenter. You need to have your boundaries up and not giving too much or people taking too much from you. Like, it's just such a good, and this is such a protection stone. I usually wear black tourmaline on myself. So you can always just like stare at this card to call in the energy of black tourmaline. You can buy one yourself, or you can just call on the spirit energy of it. You don't actually need to buy it. There's something else there that I wanted to touch on and I've forgotten. No, don't know, it's gone now. Let's read the prosperity message. Healthy boundaries build trust, which is important when it comes to money and finances. It's so easy to jump up and insist, oh no, I think I'm getting a fair deal here. I think I'm not getting a fair deal here. When this crystal appears, be especially observant for any tendencies to be unclear or insecure about the flow of money between or among you and your circle. Now is a good time to check in with everyone and to be sure they are comfortable with how they force prosperity and how it's moving from person to person. We are meant to help each other and share our finances. So confirm that you are maintaining healthy boundaries as you work with others in a way that involves money and wealth. Okay, that might be a message for someone to hear. Relationships, that's what I was going to talk about. Libra is just all about relationships, love. A lot of Libras feel like they need a relationship, where we know as independent women know that that's not the case. So it's going to be a lot of reviewing again. Is this relationship fair? Is it balanced? Am I getting what I'm putting out? And I know I say it all the time, but I'll say it again. Do these people only call me when they want something? It's just that energy exchange. When I leave, they don't make me feel good. Am I around certain people too much? I know it's not too much of an issue now, but do you know what I mean? break away from, you can't go see, say, someone that lives in another house at the moment. That's the perfect excuse to reassess your life and go, okay, so when things get back to normal, I feel good in my own energy. Do I actually want to go through that again? Like, everything's shifting and changing, energy's balancing out, you're getting a reset from being separated from your usual life, so you can create a new one. It's the perfect way for me to end this. So I just released my Soul Shadow Secret video, so check out Michelle Cool. It's on my website, and a story about the soul, and I did it all myself. I'm so super proud. Check out how pretty the graphics are. I'm so happy with it. Other than that, celestial channeling course. Have an awesome full moon. Don't forget to release what no longer serves you. See what's come with the emotions that have been drawn to the surface. It's probably going to be the past relationship focus. Like you're probably going to have a review as well of relationships that just irk you out, and you're probably going to be kicking yourself over them. Like say for me, the last couple of guys I went out with, I'm like, why did I do that? They were like no way on my level, so if something irritates the crap out of you, it doesn't have to be relationships, but more than likely will, write it down. So I'm freaking annoyed at myself because I went out with this douchebag and he was so freaking selfish and draining, and I'm angry at myself more than him for letting him into my life and stealing my energy. Do that. Write it out. Get it out of your system, because it's going to drive you insane. So the full moon brings out those things that we need to release, and you just write it out and just say, do a little ritual for yourself. I have a little container for a plant, a pot, with some sand in it. So I go outside and I read it to the full moon at night, and I light that mother up and I put it in my little pot, so fireproof, of what I want to release. I want to release my attachments to those old energies. I'm shifting into a new world. I'm open to forming better relationships and experiences and opportunities, and therefore I release this crap and these memories from the past and the energy of them. I detach from that, and there's your ritual. So thanks for joining me. Take care, and I'll see you at the new moon. Bye.